Guess what? It's election day here in Virginia. It's Tuesday, the 7th, and I am going to vote right after this. But I'm getting a video up for you people because you have got to know who to pick tonight. Let's talk about last night first because you can't start talking about today till you discuss yesterday. Guess what? I won some money yesterday. I had, I think I cashed with 3 out of my 5 entries. I had in a tournament, I got 11th and one with like 400 some entrants. It was pretty cool. I had Wheeler and Shifley. You bet I did. And what else here? Let's see here. Jamie Benn, predictable. I had Kadri. I grabbed these two. I had Kadri. I had Carlson. I had Grabner. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 7. It's awesome. And I didn't grab Ben, and Ben was on the list of one of the guys I could have grabbed too. Wouldn't have thought to grab Angeland. You can see the Rangers had a big night. Shattenkirk I also had. Connor was a nice pickup. Rangers. OV. Boy, it was close. And really, the Vancouver guys did not produce last night. If I'd had the Vancouver guys run, I also had another roster with that. So it was good. Good night last night. So I learned some things about picking and picking lower percentage guys. Like Kadri was the one guy you wanted on Toronto with the big points last night, and he can do that. So what I'm going to do is let's go over the games today and talk about what to do. So my goalies are updated as of just right now, a while ago, like before 5 o'clock here. So Lindgren had a shutout for Montreal last time, so watch out for him because he might be really dangerous. And somebody to grab. Quick is always solid. Mike Smith I like, but he ended up getting a win the other night, even though he gave up like 4. Rene's good. Bobrovsky not as solid as usual. Schneider. So let's take a look at these games. These teams here. Islanders are really on fire. Blue Jackets also, and they were a big offensive team last year, so yeah. Vegas is a fun team to play, and St. Louis can also do it too. I don't know if Tarasenko's playing. I know he'd hurt something recently. Florida, there's a big line of Florida I like. Kings, Jersey. All right, so let's take a look and see who do you want. You're looking at everybody right now who's playing tonight, ranked, just, everybody overall the entire season here. Ovechkin is leading. You can see that, right? Whoops. It doesn't want to move too much, doesn't it? I'm not sure why that is. So sometimes it goes all the way off to the left, to the right sometimes when you have a big pivot table. Ovechkin is leading. Do it this way. 5.9, 5.6. Now, another thing I like to do here is who's super hot. Let's just look at the last, let's say, 20 days. And the reason I like to do this is Ovechkin had a couple huge games early on and hasn't been producing as much more recently. As you can see, he's all the way down here when you look at just the last 20 days. So, Tavares, out of control. So, yeah, the Islanders are a team to watch tonight. Taylor Hall's been on fire. Andersley, these two are together, right? So, these are two you want to grab. I don't know if Tarasenko's hurt or not, but he is nasty if he's not playing. Then there's the Barkov. Like when you look at Florida, there's Barkov, Trocheck, Dadonov, Huberdeau. These 3, you can see how Trocheck gets a big game up there. You kind of have to mix it up so you don't have something too predictable of an entire line. Because if you're really fighting to win a tournament late, what you need to do is you need to have somebody that's less owned that's having a big game. That's the secret to fantasy sports, and I kind of knew it, but I really learned it last night in how I structured my roster. So let's go game by game, though, and then we'll talk about how to do that at the end. So we've got team, line, and player. And it's funny that it starts off with the other, but let's go game by game. Arizona versus Arizona does give up some goals, but Ranta looks like he's playing, and he had a good game last game. Murray's all right. Ranta did have a nice game last game. Murray's 1 or 2, 3 goals. I'm going to try to go real fast today, going over everything. Let's just look at all the goalies real quick. Edmonton versus the Islanders. Yeah, Talbot can give up some goals, right? So you definitely want Islanders guys tonight. Florida and Carolina. Darling, giving them up, and that's a huge Florida line, so I like those Florida guys. Kings and Anaheim. Quick's good, so I wouldn't load up on too many Anaheim guys. Gibson, Whoop, maybe look at some Kings guys because there's some goals given up by Gibson. Renee's let up a couple goals recently, 3 or 4. Bobrovsky's not been looking good, so maybe a Nashville guy, but those are 2 pretty decent goalies. Schneider is a streaky goalie with Schneider, so St. Louis, watch out because St. Louis can score, so maybe some St. Louis guys. And Jake Allen would be a good goaltender pick for you to pick as a goaltender in your fantasy. Markstrom and Mike Smith. I like Mike Smith, and Vancouver did not show it last night, so Mike Smith's another good pick tonight. And Golden Knights against Montreal. Lindgren played great, so I wouldn't grab up on Knights guys. Maybe Lindgren will have another good night tonight. And I think that Vegas shoots a lot. Buffalo and Washington. Caps are not. Caps usually, I don't know. I don't know. We'll move on. We'll look at the teams. So, Arizona, Pittsburgh. Who do you want? You want Clayton, Dvorak. That's about it. Pittsburgh. Who's your big pick on Pittsburgh? Let's look at the whole season. So you see Sydney's dropped off a little, but he'll have a big night, so never listen to me. And it's Arizona, right? So Pittsburgh can score a lot on Arizona. So, but you don't want the heavily owned guys. So you want to grab down here. Kessel's probably gonna be Malkin. Maybe trouble with my video today. It keeps shorting out on me, so I'm just gonna browse real fast and show you everything.